Welcome to Inner Racing by Motorsportmind. This is the audio version of my popular monthly free video series on mental skills in motorsport. I'm your host Greg, and I'm here to share with you practical insights and strategies to help you enhance your mental racing performance both on and off the track. So get ready as we dive deep and explore the mindset behind successful racing, and as we look at practical ways that you can sharpen your racing mental skills performance and gain a competitive edge when you go racing. Let's get started. I want to touch on today is the idea of self-mastery. What do we mean by self-mastery? It's really about not phoning things in. It's about having standards. It's about not working to a level of, well, that'll do. It's about doing something really, really well. And I was reminded of it recently by the fact, that I forgot about the fact that I will salivate more when my parasympathetic nervous system kicks in. And also how we can do things better. It's come up with somebody recently about sleep. We were talking about sleep and how nobody teaches us how to sleep. It's just something we do. But can we do it better? And the answer is yes, we can master it. We can actually make sure that we do it at its absolute optimum and we understand every aspect of it and we're doing it really, really well. And when you go racing, we spend lots of times mastering things on the track, whether it's our overtaking, our corner entry, our exits, our braking. Where else do we apply that same level of mastery though? And it's interesting because when you think about racing, we're constantly setting mini goals for ourselves. So every time we come in, that 10th that we've got to get there, that 10th that we can find in this corner here, that little bit, that extra half metre that we can break later, we're constantly setting ourselves little goals to achieve to improve our mastery. But when we think about it in other areas, perhaps we don't master things quite as well as we could, and we could improve our standards. So think about mental skills. How can we improve our self-mastery? Well, I give you an example there about for my breathing and counting, and I'd forgotten that. I can still improve. Thinking about sleep, how can you master that? When we're talking about these things, none of them exist in isolation, right? Every element of you and your racing touches every other element. What do I mean? If we think about the calm, relaxed and confident triangle, if we think of competence and confidence, if we think about sleep, each one of these touches every other area. So if I master an on-track skill, it improves my confidence. If I'm more confident because I'm more competent at something, it reduces my noise. If it reduces my noise, I have a more parasympathetic nervous system activity. If I have less noise, I'll probably sleep better that night. So again, improving that, that late apex that I've been struggling to improve or something has an impact. It probably can touch my sleep. If I improve my sleep, well, that improves my focus and my concentration, my emotional self-regulation. If I've improved my emotional self-regulation, when somebody sends it up the inside of me on track, I don't get as frustrated, so I then don't start to overdrive and make as many mistakes. So I can improve. Everything touches everything. So any areas that I can look at in my racing that I can improve and set myself some small goals on will have an improvement. So what I want you to think about as you go into this first half of your season this year is about small goals, self-mastery. What can you do to a higher standard? What small things? Maybe it's your breathing and counting, maybe it's your preparation, maybe it's your sleep, maybe it's your eating habits on a race weekend. Maybe it's your checklist, creating a simple checklist that you make sure you got all your kit before you go away on a race weekend. Just small little goals where you can improve your own standards. You can improve your self-mastery of all these elements, whether it's of mental skills, physical skills, or technical skills. What can you do already that you could do to a better standard? What are you phoning in? What are you doing to a standard of, that'll do? You know the phrase that I use that a lot of drivers and riders go to the standard of what do I need to do not to fail rather than what do I need to do to succeed? What can you do to succeed? What can you do to master? What small actions or goals could you set in different areas? Just small things that improve your mastery or self-mastery of a skill, a technique, or an approach that you take to your racing. What are you not doing that you could do? Little things, these ideas that Kaizen that we talk about, that would improve your mastery of something on track, of your fitness, of your mental skills. Remember, self-mastery, self-improvement, and setting these small goals improves our performance in all areas. And improved performance is more consistent, is more predictable. And that creates certainty. Our unconscious loves certainty. It reduces our noise. It improves our performance. It all becomes a self-fueling machine. So what can you improve? How can you improve your standards and improve your mastery and self-mastery, not only of yourself, but of all the other skills and areas involved in your racing? Set yourself some small goals. If you want to talk about this in the next session, just bring it up. I'll help you with your goals and setting some achievable and realistic goals. I'm not a fan of the word goals, more like outcomes, but I'll help you achieve and master these small things that all add up to make a big difference. So think about everything touches everything else when you go racing. It's not just one, it's not just your on-track skills, it's not just your mental skills, it's not just your physical fitness. Everything touches and affects everything else. It's a complex system and you can master them all. But what do you need to do to improve your system? Any thoughts, any comments, any questions about that, just let me know and I'll speak to you next week. Take care.
And that wraps up another episode of Inner Racing by Motorsport Mind. I hope you found this month's topic valuable in your journey towards peak performance in your racing. To stay updated with the latest content, be sure to subscribe to the newsletter, download the app, and subscribe to the blog. Just visit motorsportmind.com or follow the links.